All right, everybody, it's time to bring on a very special guest. He's been on the show before, but you can never be on too many times. He's a veteran, baby, and we've got plenty to discuss. The New York Jets and something amazing he's doing. Let's roll.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Time to rock and roll, baby. Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily. It's time to get right into it. Let's go to the legend himself. It's Thomas Gosh darn Morstead, baby. What's up, Thomas?
Paul, what's up? Thank you. Glad to be here.
And before we get to the news that we're going to talk about, which, by the way, is absolutely amazing, congrats on another child, Thomas. That family's growing, baby.
It is. 5. I can't believe it. We're in the thick of it, back to ground zero.
Are you in a contest with Phillip Rivers? You guys trying to get a starting 11 going on?
No, comparison's the death of happiness. I don't worry about what anybody else has got going. We're just doing our thing. So.
And by the way, have you already started to put the thoughts out there into the universe? Jersey number 6 on the Mark Sanchez jersey swap, very nice. Any pressure on the wifey for number 6?
Not publicly, Okay. I thought it'd be a little too aggressive to put that out when she was, in her 3rd trimester, and it was getting hot down in New Orleans. So I didn't want to put that pressure on her, but listen, I'm down for whatever she's down for. So we'll see what happens.
Damn straight, which we appreciate, Thomas. And we could have you on the show for any reason. It's always great to have you on the show. But in particular, there's something amazing that you're doing, and it was announced this week. There's a press release out. You guys can see it everywhere. And it is Thomas Morstead has launched his Punt for ALS campaign that is to help raise awareness for the terminal neurodegenerative disease that has gripped both his former New Orleans Saints teammate and good friend, of course, Steve Gleason, since 2011. And in support of the Team Gleason Foundation and its mission to support those living with ALS, Thomas, you are committing to donate $1,000 for every punt that you make inside the 20-yard line this season. Obviously, Steve Gleason is amazing. He's an inspiring individual. What led you to do this? Of course, any way you want to help Steve, I'm sure is something you're always thinking about. But in particular for this 2024 season, what inspired this?
I think the biggest thing that inspired it was, there's a number of things. Number one, I've known Steve my entire career, and he has just been, I've seen the whole journey from a distance. I don't live at his house, obviously, but just have seen the transformation over time, have watched him shed his old skin and grow new skin repeatedly as he's lost the ability to walk, and then at some point speak, and plenty of other things.
Right.
And I just, the last 3 years has been very redemptive for me personally, getting back to this point and being a valued member of an organization. Didn't think that would ever be the case again. And he's, of all the people in my life, he's provided the most sort of perspective and inspiration, and it was just on a man-to-man level. I just wanted to do something to thank him. And also, sometimes when somebody's constantly inspiring or constantly encouraging others, I'm like, who's doing that for him? So I just wanted to do something. And then I started thinking about, I got a nice contract this year with the Jets, and I was like, you know what, I need to give some of that back to Team Gleason. I want to highlight what they do, why it's important, and there's so many things that they do. And so I'm looking forward to having this be kind of like a season-long campaign that gives me an excuse to talk about it, right? Hey, we just knocked 2 more balls inside the 20 this week. That means my tally's up to this many dollars. And let's talk about what these guys do, why it's so important. Let's highlight the technology that they're providing for 700 to 800 people a month is what they're up to right now.
Wow.
Let's highlight the adventures that they take some of these people that have been diagnosed with ALS and their families. Let's highlight the resources that they are providing to these families when they get this horrible news and are scared, and all these things that they do. I want to highlight that, talk about why it's important, and then I just started thinking about, they're based in New Orleans. The Super Bowl's in New Orleans. We want to be there in New Orleans at the end of the season. And I said, you know what, I want to manifest this. And so all those things kind of, merged into one thing, and presented the idea to Team Gleason, and they were all on board with it. And so anyways, we'll see how it goes. You got to put yourself out there sometimes, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm excited about it.
And boy, how magical would that be? For all of this, we're towering it up on a week-to-week basis, and to have hopefully a few more in the Super Bowl, which of course would be in New Orleans, where Steve Gleason, of course, a longtime member of the New Orleans Saints. Man, there'd be something poetic. There'd be something pretty special about that. And by the way, if I'm doing my numbers right here, Thomas, 36 punts inside the 20-yard line last year, 36 G. Okay, not too shabby. Is that the line for this year?
Listen, I hope my efficiency level is as high as it's ever been, but I certainly hope it doesn't take 99 punts to get that. I'm thinking if we can be in the 60 to 65 punt range with a historical average of Aaron Rodgers' efficiency of little turnovers, and that many punts, the rest of those drives lend in field goals or touchdowns, that'd be a good recipe for success. So I'm kind of putting the over under I'm going to put it at 27 right now on about 65 punts. That's my over under.
And it's great that you brought that up for folks who don't know. You had 99 punts last season. That was the most in the NFL for those counting at home. And I'm curious here, Thomas, you had a magnificent season. I've heard other people ask you, like, kind of where does that rank? I won't ask you that, but I'm curious. In a season in which we believe, to your point, that Aaron Rodgers is going to be spectacular, and thus you should be punting a lot less, how are you going to able to keep the body warm? Because you're going to be punting less, but they're going to still expect the Jets and fans and everybody are going to expect the quality to still be great. When you're coming cold turkey off the bench, how do you keep things fresh so the quality is still high, even if the quantity isn't a lot?
Well, we are the New York Jets, and we have those nice jet engine heaters on the sideline. I'll be standing right in front of those suckers when we get in the back half of the season. Don't get it twisted. And if it gets too crowded, I may have to buy my own just separate unit just for me and Greg to stand in front of.
That's beautiful. And again, I think with the new paycheck, that won't be an issue, which, by the way, speaking of that free agency stuff, several, I would say, of the special teams unit, right? We had Thomas Hennessy. Of course, he doesn't get enough love. He deserves more love. He was under contract, but you and Greg Zuerlein were both free agents to be. How important was it for both of you to try to keep this, run it back on special teams, considering that the fans, and I'm sure you guys too in the locker room, felt like last season was robbed of what you guys could have, should have, would have done from the Rodgers injury? How important was it to run it back and see what you guys could actually do paired with everything that Aaron Rodgers should bring?
I mean, I think that's a question for the team. I think they obviously made it a priority. So they saw it. They thought it was important. Yeah, look, I'm grateful to be back, and I think you want to have a chance to team. Everybody says they have a chance at the beginning of the season, but there's probably like 10 teams that really have a chance. And when you're one of those, that's exciting. And so to know that that's a legitimate thing that could happen and that we may have a chance to do that is just really exciting. And I want to be a part of that.
One of the pieces that unfortunately is no longer there, that's part of the NFL business, Justin Hardy is no longer on the team. So the Jets are going to have to turn in-house to have someone else step up to the plate. A player fans are really excited about, I know the coaching staff has been excited about, is Irv Charles. Do you think he's a guy that can make the leap necessary to be another one of those gunners? Brandon Echols obviously has been doing it a couple years as well. Do you think Irv Charles is ready for that step up?
I hope so. I don't project with anybody. Sure. So, but yeah, I mean, we're going to be counting on him, and we're going to be counting on a lot of guys. There's always new faces every year, specifically on special teams. And so, our job is to, as players and coaches, is to get everybody's learning curve to be as sharp as possible, get it going as quick as possible. You really want to get to week one and say there's no more rookies in here. You know what I mean? Take your lumps in the preseason, get film, see what the speed feels like, and really do a lot of learning at that point. And so I certainly hope he takes a step forward, and but we're gonna need guys to do that all across the board in all positions, and that's what makes it exciting. You never know. You never know who's going to be that surprise person that shows up. That there's always a few every year, and so it's exciting to see what happens.
Again, we're speaking with Thomas Gaston Morstead here, baby. You could also see it if you're watching the visual of the show, puntforals.org for more information on what we started this very interview with. Please do so. And on top of Thomas donating and giving money, hopefully all of us can also do our small parts for those who can also raise some funds, both fellow NFL players and the fans as well, because this is a very important cause. Thomas, what's been your first blush thought on the new kickoff rules and seeing it a little bit in practice? And we have some preseason game action in as well, where we got a first taste of it.
Look, I think the injury rate should be less. You should have a lot less, Lex injuries, which are like soft tissue, hamstring type of things, because you're just not running as many full field sprints. It's close quarters combat, so it's a different play. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think there has to be more returns this year. And they're looking for at least 35% return rate, which I think last year it dipped all the way down to like 22 or something like that. So they're looking to make sure there's more returns and that the play's safer at the same time. So I think if they can do both those things, it's a net positive for the league. I mean, it's like the old extra point when 99.6% of them went in. It's a de facto layup, right? It's gonna go in, and so to have a play that gets TV time that there's nothing happening is not good for the league. So hopefully there's more action, and hopefully it's more exciting play, and hopefully it's a safer play, and that'll check all the boxes.
All right, Thomas, come on, give us the scoop ski. Is Brant Boyer working on something? He's cooking it. All these teams, the preseason, they don't want to show anything. They want to hold their cards close to the vest. Does Brant Boyer? Is there some secret recipe? Going to give us a little nugget, a little something on what's been going on there at Jets practice?
Listen, that's the quickest way to get on the waiver wire. Start spilling secrets. So I'm going to keep all information. We're in the business of gathering information and giving out none. So I'm going to keep that. You'll have to turn the TV on and watch.
Okay, smart man. Okay, I'm pretty sure the Jets, Brant Boyer fed me that question on purpose to ask you to make sure you would give the right answer.
He's always testing his guys, making sure their allegiance is lined up straight. So I respect it.
By the way, speaking of Boyer, he joined the official Jets podcast this offseason, and he said he took a bunch of you guys out to where he lives. I think it was you, Hennessy, it might have been Zerline too.
Yep.
What were you guys doing? Snowmobiling? What else were you guys doing out there?
Yeah, we did a little snowmobiling. It's one of those where you got to sign the waiver that says, hey, if you get hurt, this is a non-work injury.
Okay.
We had a great time. He's from out in Utah, and it was cool to have essentially like a guide that none of us had done it before, and we all had a blast. It was a great time. It was awesome to get together, and it was also cool at the end of that trip. We found out that Michael Gabriel, the assistant coordinator last year, the reason he couldn't go on the trip was because he was going to be interviewing for some jobs, and we found out he got the Giants coordinator job. So that was cool. We all were able to get on the phone with him and congratulate him. So it was a really cool trip. We had some good bonding time, and we were able to kind of cut loose and enjoy each other. So it was fun.
How'd you do? Thomas Morstead versus snow. I guess
I love the snow.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, I love the snow. I've never snowmobiled. I'm a big snow skier. So I had a great time. I think we were all shaky the beginning of day one. You're handling this huge, heavy machine that just has amazing power. And so you kind of just, everybody has their own level of risk tolerance. So I won't say who was the most conservative and who was the riskiest guy, but I definitely wrecked my sled a few more times than everybody else, but that's okay. It was good.
I appreciate that. And as we're heading out of here, Thomas, again, Aaron Rodgers, everyone's curious what he's going to look like. You seen him in training camp? You seen him in practice? Does it look like same old Aaron Rodgers to you guys that you guys saw in camp last year?
Yeah, look, he's moving great. I think it was a play that I saw maybe the second or third day of camp when we weren't not even pads yet, where he had to break out of the pocket, and it looked like he moved as if you wouldn't have known anything ever happened. and it was quick. And I said, "Oh man, that was exciting to see." You could tell that he had a little spring in his, a little bounce in his step. So yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine being him and how that happened and the devastation of that, and then working to get back. And it's just been a long layover. Itching to get back, so it's exciting.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Well, Thomas, again, what you're doing is absolutely so friggin' cool. So everybody, again, you can see it right under there under Thomas Morstead's name, puntforals.org. Please, awareness and, of course, raising money, which Thomas Morstead will be doing. He's committed to donating $1,000 for every punt he makes inside the 20-yard line this season. And again, for more information, just go and try to learn more about Punt for ALS. Thomas, thank you for taking the time, and can't wait to see you in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, baby.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Paul.
I think we're about to have another legendary call here. I wasn't even aware that this caller I'm about to bring on had talents that expanded to this level. Hep joins us on the show with the guitar. Hep?
Hey, fellas. Okay. Boy Green Daily, we're talking Jets. We are the best. Forget the rest. We're up to date. We're going there. Super Bowl's coming, so all beware. Yeah.
Wow. Good Hep. Unbelievable. Whoa. Hep, I didn't even know you could play guitar in a song. That's historic. We're cutting that up. That's going out on social media. There's no doubt about it. That's going on YouTube. Oh, my goodness, Hep. Wow, you're a talented man, even more than we all thought.
Thanks, Paul. Hey, I love you guys, man. I love staying in touch. You know what? Really embrace this, guys, because this is our Super Bowl year. Mm-hmm. Embrace each little moment, all the little struggles, because at the end, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. And, all right. I love you guys. See you later.
I love you. Wow. That was so cool. Hep, holy friggin' crap. Wow. Awesome Hep concert, and that will live forever in history. And we will play that video as often as we possibly can, everybody. Shout out to Thomas Morstead. Again, puntforals.org has all the details. $1,000 for every punt inside the 20, which, by the way, he did 36 times last season. That'd be 36 G's, baby. It will be a minimum of $10,000 just in case somehow he doesn't get to those numbers. But as he talked about on the show, he's shooting for like 60, 65 punts this year. Again, he led the entire National Football League with 99 last year. We think if Aaron Rodgers playing as good as everyone thinks, he shouldn't be punting it as much, but hopefully we can still get that quality, perhaps not the quantity, which is good. We don't want him punting that much, but the quality of still having a lot of great punts when he does step up to the plate. The phone lines are now open on the show. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. That is the pinned comment. If you're watching on any of one of the other features, either that's heavy on Jets or the Twitter account @boygreen25, you have to hop on over to youtube.com/boygreen25. We have callers waiting, and I just want to say yesterday, guys, was one of the most historic shows in this show's history. To be honest, it's my favorite all time. And for the emojis that were unlocked, which, by the way, a shout out to these two, to Snowball, Bubble Badshaw. I got this logo now emoji, which is cool for Brandon, and Uncle Tio, a beautiful butterfly that's burst out of his cocoon. Isn't that lovely? So we have both of those and so many more emojis. I believe we're 24 away, which, by the way, let me do that real quick. Let's do this. Let's give away some memberships. And it's not me, and I want to make that very clear. It's not me giving away these memberships. This is Brandon. He sent in he sent in money, to my PayPal because for whatever reason the gifting feature wasn't working. So here we go. Here's 5. Oh, let me see if the gods say okay. Let's do this. You got to verify. Okay. All right. Geez. Okay. All right. This is more steps than I thought. Okay. Let's see if I can still do this. Okay. Okay, well, there's some problems. I guess we're going to have to wait on that. Sorry, Brandon. I will work on that at some other point. That did not immediately work for that. I will try that here in a little bit. But anywho, while I'm messing around with those issues, let's answer some phone calls. We got Johnny Boy here on the show. What's up, Johnny?
BG, what's up, brother? How you holding
what's
up, man?
poppin'? Nah, I'm great, man. What a phenomenal action we got going on here. It's great.
Hey, man, I just want to can I say something really quickly?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. Yeah.
Hey, want to give a big shout out to the homie, to the third guy that makes the trio complete. Happy birthday to Infrared E Boogie. It's his birthday today. That dude turned 22, I believe. So, yo, happy birthday, Broham.
That's so cool. Shout out to you, buddy.
BG.
Yeah.
Awesome interview, as always.
That was so cool.
Love Morstead, man. But I hope we do not see that fool all year. I hope it's only when he has to hold the ball for Greg the Leg to kick the extra points.
There you go. Yes.
That's it, because it's time, man. The suckiest part of being a Jet fan for so long was that we always had to make sure we had a really, really, really good punter to try to hold us in place for a while, bro. And I think that's changing because of what we have with Aaron Rodgers. And they beat the bricks off of the Commanders yesterday. My best friend, he's a big Commies fan, right? And he's like, bro, your guys look nuts. And that was with Tyrod.
Yeah.
It's like, this does not make sense. And he kept gloating about Sauce Gardner. Because Sauce had himself a day yesterday, man.
Saw that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so hyped, brother.
Come on, and Garrett Wilson was just friggin' ridiculous. I mean, and again, there was, for those who don't know, we could get into some of those particular details hopefully over the coming days or before the preseason game. But Aaron Rodgers did not play yesterday, and that was a split second decision by Soller. Said he woke up in the morning, saw the rain, said, you know what, F this. I'm not going to have a headline where Aaron Rodgers gets hurt in joint practice from rain action going on. I'm going to hold him out. And you know what? I'm totally cool with that. There's plenty of joint practices, plenty of preseason games. Although, again, if he's going to play in any, it'll be that final one. I was totally cool, by the way, with his decision not to play him. Apparently, Rodgers wanted to what's the word I'm looking for? He pushed back. He said, come on, man. And I was like, nah, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. And but he made the right decision. So, yeah, Ty God steps in, baby, and he's dishing all over the place, man. It feels good to have a competent backup quarterback, man.
BG, let me ask you this then. So,
sure.
That was the question that I was going to get into.
Okay, sure.
With that being said itself, right, what's your take and how do you feel in regards of possibly Aaron Rodgers not playing at all the entire preseason?
Based on just this joint practice comment, I don't want to expand. I don't want to try to put words in Rodgers' mouth. But if he was pushing to play in this Commanders game, I imagine he's going to push to appear in that Giants preseason game, which Salah has kind of left the door open for. For me, I want to do whatever Rodgers wants to do. So if he said, screw preseason sucks, okay, cool, you're Rodgers. You don't want to play in the preseason, fine. But it doesn't seem like they cut him his jib. So for me, I'd love for him to play in the two drives, basically, they play in the Giants game. Now, if the first drive is a 14-play, 75-yard touchdown, I'm like, okay, I've seen enough. Thank you. All right, Rodgers, get your ass off the field, buddy. But I actually, as opposed to a lot of people, I want to see him in the preseason. I don't want his first football action of getting ready for the season to be Monday, September 9th, San Francisco 49ers. He's getting out the willies. To me, I'd prefer not. If that's what happens, we'll deal with it. But if it was up to me, my preference, absolutely not. I do not want that.
Yeah, so for me, I'm good with him not playing any of the preseason because
you tell.
I feel like he's been in the league so long that he knows the deal that the practices mean a lot more than these preseason games where they play just he's going against the top defense every single day. You know what I mean? Within our squad. I know they're not going to hit him like that or anything, but But then again, I fight the whole mental piece of it, of when you have an injury like that, being back there and then getting smacked, right?
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
getting back up from that hit itself. So I'm fighting against that one right there, because at the same time, bro, like, you know how it is being a Jets fan, man. It's that fear that we have that's in back of our head, that we can't have nice toys,
Yeah,
you
that's true.
know. So it's one of those. But yo, BG, I know you got other heads coming in.
No, sure.
I appreciate you, man, bro. You've been this week, dude. You were crushing it, bro.
Wow.
You and Woody yesterday, that shit was funny, dude. And it was awesome, man. So Woody's dope, man. He makes me laugh, bro. So
He will be there at the Jets-Patriots game Thursday, September 19th. I've never met him before, so that is going to be a wild experience. But yeah, I think it's I didn't really know much of him, so he randomly reached out to me over email, and he was asking for like career advice. This random guy. I said, sure, yeah, I'll Zoom with you, whatever with you, and talk. And then we talked on the phone for like an hour and a half, and we were just talking. I said, you should come on a show or something. And then all of a sudden, the world keeps spinning. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man.
yeah, BG. I mean, that's the real dope thing about you, man. Like, you really do help out the community. You're not an individual that's not like reach back or even say maybe like a nice fu to the person. You know what I mean? Like, you still at least say something, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, thank
So,
you, I appreciate that,
bro. You're that's dope, man. So I say that because you doing stuff like that, it's always gonna come back to you 10 times good, bro. So BG, that's awesome, man. And I look forward to meeting you guys
Oh yeah,
at that game, because I'll be there as well. So it's gonna be dope. My uncle's gonna be there. I mean, dude, it's a whole bunch of people are gonna be there.
yeah.
You think it's crazy now, bro? Wait till you see us with a real guitar
Oh my
playing over
goodness.
there and trying to sing. But yeah, dude, yo, happy birthday to E Boogie.
Yeah,
Yo,
there you go. And for
wishing
Red
you
Baby.
happy birthday, bro. And hey, man, go Jets, Jets, and the show's on tonight. The 411, baby. Let's rock and roll.
There you go. And what YouTube channel was that again, Johnny?
So the 411 on New York Sports.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you,
Later,
brother.
dudes.
There he is, joining us here on the show. Okay, we've got some action to get to. Plus, we'll get to some more phone calls. FL Phil 98. Welcome to the Gifting Memberships Club, baby. Let's make sure we play the proper chimes here. First off, here's for Johnny. God bless, baby. And let's play some of these. We'll get back into solving the Brandon issue here in just a minute to get his memberships in that he sent yesterday. We got Franklin Fung, Antonio Ambrosio, Andrew Kemp, Sean Johnson, and FPP. You guys are all members of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and as Jared B. just put in there, you have access to the Discord channel, you have a new loyalty badge, and of course you are unlocked to use all the emojis, baby, here on the show. So feel free, all kinds of new custom emojis. So guys, make sure that you end up checking that out as we continue rolling here on the show. All right, let's go to our next caller, and we'll get to some more of your super chats and other, membership gifting and anything else. We had 50 memberships yesterday. That is a high bar to set. I think we're now 19 members away from the next emoji, if I checked correctly before the show. So let's keep a gander for that here on the program. All right, let's bring in our boy, Ricky New York Live, baby. Oh, look at the Asmaniac bucket hat. King Loski.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How you doing today, Paul?
I'm doing awesome, and I love the hat, man. That looks great.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yesterday, after the joint practice, because I didn't get to see, I was waiting for the joint practice to start, and I was in that on the YouTube thing, the sneak peek thing that the Jets had up.
Yes. Yeah.
And man, there were a bunch of Washington people in there running their mouths, a bunch of Washington fans. And I was thinking, really? But, I'm used to this from Dolphins fans and stuff. Yeah. But when did the commie fans get so full of themselves all of a sudden? Goodness. And so listening to it, and then I get home because I went out, saw a movie yesterday, went to lunch, and
Nice. Okay.
so I missed it, but I get home and I'm looking for highlights, which Jake had Andrew Fialco on his show, and they were talking about it, but they weren't really showing the highlights. And so I put up the highlights on YouTube. As it turns out, the two that I found that had the most highlights were both put up by Commanders content creators, not Jets content creators. But I'm watching it because I want to see the highlights.
Of course.
And I'm listening to it, and I'm thinking, you know what? This is really kind of different because I'm getting a different team's perspective on what they think of our players.
That's true.
And listen, the guy was like, listen, there is no other way to say it, but Garrett Wilson just absolutely dominated Forbes all day long. And he's going to have to figure some things out. Like he didn't pull any punches with it at all. And he's just said repeatedly how Garrett dominated their corners. And so that was good to hear. Will McDonald apparently just whipped on people in the one-on-ones, and he had some really nice flashes yesterday. Another thing that they were really talking about was our offensive line and how we did. And on the Brees Hall run, he was like, Tyron Smith and John Simpson just bulldozed everybody right out of the way. And it was, I'm thinking, God, we're getting a John Simpson call out. Like this is all good stuff.
Oh, did we lose Ricky? Oh, there he is. Okay, you're back, Ricky, I think. Oh, maybe not.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
okay.
He said, he said that looked really, really good yesterday. And he was like, man, I think the Jets really got lucky. I think he's going to be a really nice piece for them moving forward because he looked really good anytime he was out there. And it was just so encouraging to hear. I'm like, and this isn't one of us who's biased. This is the guy. And, at the end of, we wonder because he's had 10 practices against the same defense. And well, it turns out it's because he practiced against the same defense because he saw something different today. Nothing against him. He said it's one of the best defenses in the league last few years. And I can see why. And so it was nice to hear everything. It's awesome. Mike Williams there. He's doing individuals, not the team stuff yet. But he's going to be ready to go. All these things that we've worried about or people have worried about, it's all nonsense. It's all like white noise. Even the Reddick thing. Even the Reddick thing. I know it's ugly. I know it's a bad look, but at the end of the day, he's going to end up showing up and play. He's not going to sit. He's not going to start sitting at regular games or sit out the year because then he'll lose a year of free agency. And that deal that he wants so bad is going to be further away. So that's not going to happen. And like I say, he did the same thing in Philly. Nick Farias talked about it. And when it comes time to play the games, he shows up. He's a great teammate, a great mentor. But he's doing what he feels he needs to do. And, I was putting some things out there yesterday. I was like, how do any of us know that this isn't his agent? And we don't know that his agent isn't telling him, listen, Hassan, I'm telling you, I think this is our best avenue to get more money. How do we know he's not getting steered wrong?
Could be.
We really don't. Yeah, we really don't know, So I'm not, I know that everybody's all waiting for the other shoe to drop or the next thing to go wrong, but I'm not going to rush to judgment with this because so far everything that we've worried about has turned out to be nothing to worry about. So I think Hassan is going to fall right in that category as well. And everything is looking good. And, I knew it myself. Fan base about how good we look and how we dominated them. Music to my ears, man. Music to my ears. I cannot wait for this year.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Ricky, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the call. And yes, I would say the thing that encourages me is we've had joint practices in the past where we've gotten pistol whipped as a Jets team. I remember when we played the Eagles a couple years ago in a joint practice and we got slapped around and we didn't look like we belonged. And it feels good to belong. All right. Let me get to the. We have a super chat in here real quick. We also have a bunch of phone calls. We'll get to all you guys. So just hang on tight. I appreciate it. And also Phil saying in here, BG, something special has happened with you, this group of the Jets. I appreciate it. Those memberships are really cool, and I appreciate everyone getting into the membership gang. I have Darren here with a super chat, and for super chats, we give him the chance. Did I get Zelly yet? Yes, I did. So I've got the scan thing here. That's not going to show on camera, I don't think. Oh, there it is. So, Darren, do you have something on social media and I can send that to? Or I believe it's connected to my Gmail, which would be paulaesdenjr@gmail.com. So I do have Zelly, so I can accept your payment there if that works better for you. Again, I believe this is synced up to the email because through Navy Federal, those things are already a thing together. So I have the QR code here that I could share with you somewhere, or I guess you could send it via email, I think, paulaesdenjr@gmail.com. So give that a whirl. And thank you for the kind words on the interview. Thomas Morstead is an absolute legend. And anytime he wants to come on to promote anything or talk Jets, I am always in on that, baby. So shout out to Thomas for that. And I will, before the end of the show, Brandon, I will get your super chats in. Apparently, I need to update my card information. I just had a card switcheroony, which was in there. So I will work on that. Is it not Zelly? Everyone's making fun of me. Is that not how you pronounce it? The purple company, Zelle? Isn't that Zelly? It's not. It's just Zell? Oh, well, I'm an idiot. I see. Put it in the chat. Okay. I don't know how to put a picture in the chat, but let me see if I can do that real quick. Here's old man trying to figure out internet here. Let me see if I can put it in the chat. Hang on tight. Let me see this. Okay. Press these buttons. Okay. All right. I feel like an old man here. This is embarrassing. Okay. Let me see. Can you put in pictures in the chat? All right. Let me give it a whirl. Okay. Okay. While I'm working on that, I will get back to that later. Anywho, back to the phone lines. All right, who's next here? All right, we've. I'm such an old man. All right, we've got the other half of the 411 that's coming on tonight at 6:00. It is Tio, Uncle Tio. What's up, Tio?
My first question is, can I get a peanut butter and Zelly sandwich?
Is that not right? I don't know. Is that what is it? How do you pronounce that?
Zell.
No, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I was trying to save myself by saying, hey, Uncle Tio is forever immortalized, baby. So shout out to Snowball for making this. You know, I'm going to be honest. Snowball and the creative liberty here. Jared B. holding a lamb of some sort. The Bad Shot thing came out great. And then you, Metamorphosis Butterfly. Wow. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, and I want to thank you and the Coffee Club and Snowball for his creativity for that. The emoji came out great, and I love this community. You know, there's nothing but love here, and we talk sports. You know what I mean? There's, you know, we have laughs. We, you know, joke around with each other. We joke about all the different things that are happening in our community, but the community itself and what you do, if I haven't told you this directly, the keeping it on sports, keeping it on the Jets, and, you know, just always having that as the main focus of your show really means a lot to me, because there's other shows that originally started that way that are kind of, you know, going off topics and doing other things and, you know, becoming other things that are other than what we originally came here for. We originally came here to talk Jets, and that's our team. And, you know, like keeping it focused on that, and the callers that call into this show, they keep it focused on that as well. And I just love it. I mean, to wake up in the morning, talk Jets every day, hear the pertinent things and the important things that are happening in, you know, the Jets news and in the world and stuff like that. It's just awesome. And just a shout out to you for that, keeping it
Thank you.
Jets, you know.
It's been always important to me, by the way. I know there's a lot of shows out there that certain things happen and they veer off into, like, we goof around and do, like, apparently Zelly, which is now trending. That's good to see, unfortunately. But hashtag Zelly. Maybe the company can change that. I want my royalty check. But there's just other. There's a lot of other ways people could go. For me, this is the lifeblood of the show. This will always be the lifeblood of the show until I'm dead. This will be the lifeblood of the show. That's just a very important quality to me. So I'm glad that resonates with others.
Yeah, and keeping on that theme, I just wanted to say, the past couple of days in training camp, there's been one person that has stood out to me.
Okay,
and that is number 5, Garrett Wilson. He has shown. I mean, just the brief time that we've seen him in training camp, he has shown improvement. I mean, if you can say that someone hasn't actually improved in what they're doing after 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, this guy, the way that he's cutting on his routes, the way that the burst in his speed, the way that he's getting away from defenders on the field, and his route running. I don't know if it's a product of, Aaron Rodgers being there, throwing the ball to him. And I thought so at first, but then Tyrod Taylor, he's out there with Tyrod Taylor, and Tyrod Taylor, and they have a synergy together as well. So Garrett Wilson is leaps and bounds, just so much crisper in his routes and his speed, and you can just see his elasticity, catching the ball, toe drag swag, like all of that stuff, has improved, gone to the next level. You expect it because, again, 2,000-yard seasons with hot garbage throwing the ball to him, right? And you're saying to yourself, okay, well, Garrett Wilson is Garrett Wilson. He's going to get his. He's good. He's a good player. But I think he's going to ascend. When you talk about the top 3 wide receivers in the league, he's going to ascend into that conversation this year.
Wow.
From what I've seen so far, it's inevitable. It's not even like, I'm throwing darts or anything like that. It's inevitable.
Okay.
He is going to be he's going to be the man in the league. Draft him in your fantasy. If you got a top 3 pick, top 5 pick, ADP, draft him, because he is going to be, he's going to ascend leaps and bounds, more than any player that I've seen on the field in this training camp.
He has been a lot of fun again, and you saw a great variety. If you just even highlight the joint practice yesterday, and the Jets tweeted it out too, of a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown, sliding catches inbounds, the mitts, man, and just toying with defenders. It's just ridiculous. And, the Jets defense is really good. So seeing him do it against the Jets defense, like, oh, okay. And then Washington, which again, I don't know if Washington's going to be the second coming or anything, but to see it happen against another team, it just breathes more life into it. We're like, wow, man, Garrett is going to be doing some crazy crap. And obviously he's got plenty of motivation for week 1 because Charvarius Ward, who said he should be shadowing Garrett Wilson, has been talking shit all offseason. So, okay. And Garrett Wilson just gave a very mature response. Okay, I guess I'll have to prove myself. Oh, good luck, pal. Good luck, Charvarius.
We're going to put some Zelly on you, Toast.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, eat up for breakfast, baby. Another part of the Boy Green Daily Coffee Club breakfast. Some coffee and some Zelly on the toast, baby.
Absolutely. Quick shout out to, our partner in the 411 on New York Sports, Infrared Jets.
Yeah.
E-Boogie, I just wanted to shout out, happy birthday to him. This man is so talented with everything that he does. Just videos and editing and all that kind of stuff. But on a personal level, this man, he'll give you the shirt off of his back. I mean, he is just a really, really great guy, and just wanted to shout him out. And have a great day. And if you haven't caught it yet, tonight at Friday, 6 p.m. tonight, the 411 on New York Sports, we talk New York City sports and culture. And we have all kinds of surprises on there. Anything goes. We got love and hate it segment, bang, marry, goes. Hopefully those will be trending at some point. Hopefully, Paul, you'll get on the show at some point when your schedule permits. But
sure.
I just want to say happy Friday to everyone. We made it. And shout out to the Coffee Club. Brandon, Jared, B-Mac, everybody that's out there. John Sauer with the guitar, Phil.
Yeah.
Both Phils.
It's great. All of them. Yeah. We got so many, which is terrific. So thanks for all the kind words, Theo. We appreciate it. And we'll see you later tonight for the 411.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
All right, there he is, Uncle Theo. And shout out, by the way, to our boy FL Phil. Apparently, he is now officially in the Discord. So thank you guys for walking him through that process. He is now a member of the Discord, which, by the way, if you're gifted a membership either today or any day, or even if you buy your own membership, which, by the way, is in the YouTube description, if you guys are watching the show and you want to support the show, you can buy a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, only $2.99. You'll immediately get access to the Discord channel where all the fun continues well after Boy Green Daily. Okay, we got a ton of calls here, so let's just keep going wherever we can here. All right, let's go to Badshaw here on the program. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Legend? I wasn't sure if you would have time for us. I'd figure you'd be like signing autographs or kissing babies after the emoji has gone viral and, you're hosting shindigs and whatnot.
Well, I blew up and I had to leave town. I had to get out.
Smart, man.
Mountains. I don't know if you can.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, wow. Look at all that. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The checks are clearing, baby. That's good to hear.
I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm having my own coffee club this morning. Me and Meemaw here.
Oh, hey, Meemaw. How you doing?
How you doing? He says.
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, man. You raised a wonderful young man right here. A wonderful young man.
She's been trying to. She's been trying to keep me in line. We were headed up here last night, and
oh, nice.
If you've ever seen Tokyo Drift, the Fast and Furious movie.
I have not seen any of those. I have not.
Well, they're all like drifting around these sharp curves. That's how we felt last night here, and I think they were all about to throw up.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. On Mount Washington in the Conway area, there's this. They say you could drive up. My parents said, "Yeah, that'll be fun. Let's check it off the bucket list." I got to tell you, the car and then the road, and every time you made a turn, the rocks would just kind of crumble, and you're like, and I'm looking down this mountain, and we're just going, like the Plinko game, like the Price is Right, yodel, and I'm like looking, I'm like, oh my God, if they're just like they check a text, they get a phone call, we're dying. This car is falling to the bottom of this ravine. So I've encountered that once. Mount Washington, yikes, in the North Conway area. That's rough right there.
Yeah, I hate that you think like me, because I'm the same way. I'm like, if I look off the road for just a second, we're all dead. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, did you happen to see any of the Giants game last night?
I did. I was in the studio. We had like a 2-hour rain delay at the baseball game. So I said, oh, perfect. I could catch the game. And oh my God, Drew Lock sucks.
Okay. Yes. That's what I was about to say. I was like, oh, they've got Lockie in, he should be able to have his way with these guys. And then it was like incomplete pass, interception. I mean, it was just, oh boy.
And I told my radio partner on the radio show is a Giants fan. As soon as he signed Drew Lock, I said, that's a horrible decision. He sucks. And he's like, ooh, upside. He's got upside. I'm like, there's no upside. He stinks. And then we get to this preseason game. I can't wait to start the show with Drew Lock sucks, pal. Drew Lock sucks. So that'll be wonderful in a couple hours here at the radio show for sure.
Now that running back, he looked what was his name? Gray? Was it Gray? Was his
Oh
last
yeah, he's the backup for the Giants. The name is escaping me, but I'm pretty sure he's a rookie. Something Gray for the Giants. Let me see if I can get him real quick.
Eric or Noah? But
Yeah, I think you're right. Let me see. It is Eric. You're right, Eric Gray. Yeah, the Oklahoma kid. Yeah. Oh yeah.
who's
Might be a
their
little something.
who's their starter this year?
Devin Singletary. They signed this offseason. Motor, the former Buffalo Bills guy and Texans guy. Yeah.
You know, he wasn't too bad. I picked him up late in fantasy last
Smart.
year. And he played for the Texans, right, last year?
Is it Singletary?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He was on the Texans.
Well, yeah, I got on this morning and I saw Thomas Morstead on, and I was like, what in the world is going on? I was like, is this real life? Blah, blah, blah. I would have definitely called in. I was happy about us signing him, but I don't think we're going to use him this year. Like Tio was saying, I've been preaching about Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to have to punt this year. I really don't. I think it's going to be one of those every time we have the ball. Garrett Wilson's going to have the ball. He's going to be standing in the end zone singing all by myself.
And by the way, I'm sure that's gonna, I don't know if upset's the right word, but Thomas will like feel a little left out, every once in a while going, wow, just kind of standing here, just kind of holding a clipboard and collecting dust. But you know what? I think that'll be a problem he's totally okay with.
Oh yeah. It's like, the Chiefs having Patrick Mahomes and running all year. Like,
yeah, right.
We've got like the best punter in the league, and then it's like we're not even using him. But hey, if we need him,
yeah,
he's there. So
100%.
But yeah, I know you got a lot of calls. I just wanted to call in, kind of show y'all the view.
Nice. Look at the views, and I got to meet me, Mom. My Friday is complete, baby.
I know. One of these days, I'll have you meet my wife. But when we have a day off, the last thing she wants to do is wake up at the crack of dawn and hear me talk football. That's like.
Well, let me ask you this. Speaking of, we just had Thomas Morstead on. I've never met your wife. I don't know what she looks like or anything. Did you outkick your coverage? We're doing the Thomas Morstead thing. Did you shoot from long range? If you catch my drift.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, wonderful. Good for you, buddy. That's what we all hope to do in life. We're like, please. Nice. Yes. And you were able to swahoodle her. You were able to convince her otherwise. Very nice. Great work, Brandon. Great work.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day. Okay.
All right, there he is. Badshaw here. We will get his memberships in and others, so going to enjoy that. Also, we have phone calls. We'll get to those in just a second, but we got another membership. Shout out to Uncle Tio for gifting one of these. You guys feel free to gift the memberships, and we will continue to celebrate you. Let's see. We've got this membership to MJ Dunn. You are now officially a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Our boy Jared B will be dropping that Discord link. And yes, Darren, I also got that call. Zelly worked, so we spread that jelly, baby. We got that too. All right, let's go back to the phone line. So we got two callers to get to here. Let's go to Murph. Murph, what's up, man? How are you, pal?
What's going on, Boy Green? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I haven't called. I think I've only called in a couple times to your show.
Yeah,
But I haven't called in a while. I figured I'd call in. And one of the things I wanted to touch on was the thing. Like, we all know, like, the Jets, like, they're talented, right? Like, everybody knows, like, there's talent on the team. But something that I think is really underrated in how Joe Douglas built this team, and I don't think it gets talked about enough, is the character of this team. Because I swear, people ask me often, like my cousin, he's a big 49ers fan. He's like, who's your, he knows I'm a big Jets fan. He kind of follows the Jets too, and I kind of follow the 49ers too, because, support each other, except for when we play each other. But he asked me the other day, he's like, who's your favorite Jet? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like 30 names just popped in my head. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't, and like every day, Garrett Wilson is solidifying himself like in the mix. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not just that he's out there like making Emmanuel Forbes look like he doesn't belong in the NFL. Like He's also out there. He's signing autographs for all the kids. He like Jake said on a show yesterday. He remembered Jake because they went to they were at a basketball game together. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
I saw that where they were up in the suite and he took a picture. That's so cool.
Called him by name and everything. You know, how down to earth is that dude? And if you watch the origins and stuff, like he's just been a good kid all his life and stuff. I don't know, man. And then Sauce is he's the perfect he's just so friggin' talented and just so humble at the same time, confident but humble, and I don't know. Quinnen is such a great guy. There's so many. All these guys have great character. They're all team first guys. You hear them in interviews. They're not oh, I'm going to go for 2K yards. No, they're we're going to go for a Super Bowl. We are going to go for a Super Bowl. That's my goal. Not anything part, you know.
And think about something else Sauce says all the time. People ask him, right? And it's supposed to be, when interviewers ask him this question, it's supposed to be a softball for him to say, I'm Sauce, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. Ask him all the time, who's the best corner in the NFL? What the interviewers are expecting Sauce to say is me. Obviously, look at me. I'm the best. He always says DJ Reed, his teammate, is the best corner in the league. So, man, we have a lot of guys cut from the right jib, but I never thought about that, Murph. When people ask me, who's your favorite Jet? And that we're in this first world problem that 1,000 names come to our head because the Jets have prioritized character when building the team. That's a great point.
Yeah, and I think that's a part of the reason. I think Saleh does a good job, but I think that also the fact that we have so many high character players on the team is why the team hasn't fully fallen apart. You know, whenever we've underperformed the last 2 years, you know, falling short at 7-10, there was points in the season, last season and the season before, where we thought we were going to go further than that, and it didn't work out the way it needed to. But the team still held together; they still followed their coach and stuff. So you know, points to Saleh there too, but also points just to the character of the team. But the second point I wanted to bring up was everybody's talking about Garrett lighting it up in practice, and I mean, we pretty much expected that because Forbes was booty cheeks last year anyway. He was awful.
That's true.
I thought that was a reach when they drafted him, to be honest with you. I didn't think he should have went that high. I was thinking late first, but
yeah, and he went mid first, and he was what? He's the quarter that was 140 pounds in college or something. Yeah,
he was rail thin, and he really just, it's because he got a lot of takeaways, I guess, is why they were looking for the next Deron Bland, but which actually now that kind of makes sense looking at their coach, but
sure.
But still, it ain't working out.
Yeah,
it's not working out.
No,
but
definitely not. No.
Anyway, so the guy that I've been pretty heavy on this bandwagon for a while, and it's not due to the Reddick stuff. I was heavy on the bandwagon even last year. I liked him a lot whenever we drafted him. I was shocked by it, but Will McDonald, man. He's got 5 sacks in the last 3 practices.
Yeah, if you saw I think it was a Commanders person who shared it. The bendiness, man. Again, that's the same thing I saw, and this was at the beginning of the Will McDonald journey. I was at the Hall of Fame game live, and when he whipped out a spin move, I was like, "Holy friggin' crap, man!" And he did it in that.
That's crazy.
I'm talking about too. He's smooth, man. Everyone's overlooking him, and he's. Will McDonald, who is this guy? Man, with leads and that ability, shoot. I think he's going to be making some plays this year, man.
Yeah, he's really talented, man. And I think he's set to have a good year, regardless of whether Reddick's there or not. And I don't want to hear some people are saying, oh, we need Reddick because Will McDonald, he's not going to be anything in the run game. He can't play in the base and stuff like that. And I get it. But I think Clemens will take a lot of those snaps. But also, I do think that I don't think Will is going to be a liability in the run game. He's very strong. I know he's only 235, 240. I get it. But he plays stronger than what he is. There's some guys, I go to the gym, man, and I see it. I see some dudes that are just wiry thin, and then they get down and they start pressing 225, and I'm like, holy shit, you weigh 160, dude. What's going on? All right, good for you. There's some people that are just wiry strong, and I think Will is like that. And if you look back to his college days, he played on the inside, which is just crazy.
100%. He played 4-eye. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? So if he held his own doing that in college, I'm not saying it'll necessarily translate to the NFL, but why can't he develop that? Why can't he develop to be a good run stuff? Not a run stuffer, but not be a liability against the run, you know?
Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, me too, man. But that's all I had today. I figured I'd pop in. I'm gonna have to get back to work and
All
sling this
right.
Coke around. But
Well, thanks for calling in, brother, and we're looking forward to another call sooner in the future, pal. All right?
oh yeah, and Madden this weekend.
Oh yes, sign me up. If you have not added me yet on PS5, go
I
ahead.
was talking to you last night. That was me.
Oh
was
yes,
me.
yes.
Yep,
Oh right. Oh, Daniel Murphy. Boop 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 boop. Okay, gotcha.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
All right.
Dots
Yeah,
are
we'll
connecting.
definitely set that up, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. See you, Boy Green. Have a good.
All right. Thanks, brother. Okay. Let's bring in, without further ado, he's been waiting patiently. I appreciate it. We've had a lot of calls. B-Mac graces us with his presence. What's up? B-Mac?
Hey, good morning, Paul. Hey, gotta save the best for last, right?
That's right. See, that's it. Hey, hang on 1 second. Yeah, go ahead. Give us your opening monologue. I can hear you. I just got to do something real quick. Here, I'm.
Oh yeah, no. All right. Well, hey, it's me. I'm solo right now, but yeah, I just want to say good morning to you.
Appreciate that. Good morning to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's a cloudy day where I'm at right now, but
Okay.
Hey, let's not let that cloudiness, take over.
Okay.
To still enjoy the day and to still pretend like it's a nice sunny day. But yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. First of all, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
I've been saying this, man. He's gonna be like, y'all don't need Devontae the more I think about it, because y'all got y'all Devontae and he's Garrett Wilson.
I like that.
Garrett Wilson is gonna be like, it's gonna be the next Devontae. I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna have a type of season that Devontae had in 2020, when Devontae had 18 receiving touchdowns.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
In receiving touchdowns. And I think, when Rodgers back now in the fold, I think him and Rodgers are gonna tear it up. And you're gonna, don't be shocked if at the end of the year Garrett Wilson's gonna be mentioned as the best wide receiver in the league. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, that would be great if that could happen for sure.
It could happen. I'm just saying, I mean, it can happen. Sky's the limit. So I do want to get, say that. And and then as far as the Tyrod Taylor, yeah, it's good to have, some depth at the backup quarterback spot.
Damn straight.
I mean? And a guy that can still, move the ball, run the offense, still get the ball to the playmakers. Y'all, last year, I mean, he's a way better backup, way better backup than Zach Wilson last year. It's not even close. And if y'all had Tyrod, y'all would have made the playoffs. And but I mean, the last 2 years, y'all would have made the playoffs with Tyrod. So
that's true too.
The one question with Tyrod is health. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think he's, I think he has a bigger injury history than Rodgers, but hopefully that don't get to that. Hopefully when you see Tyrod, it can be in the fourth quarter, it'll blow out. You rest the Rodgers, and then like draw up 56-0. You got resting Rodgers, and then Tyrod Taylor comes in and garbage time.
Fine by me. Yeah, sign me up. Yeah.
But yeah, but I do want to say that it's good. I mean, it's good to have some backup. It's good to have a backup quarterback, just in case Rodgers was missing some time. He can still come in and keep you afloat and win out some games. Maybe get you 1-1 or 2-1 in that stretch. But go ahead. Sorry,
No, not at all. I'm just adding on to what you're saying. I'm just saying I agree that, again, not every injury is season ending or anything like that. So there's going to be moments where we possibly need Tyrod Taylor for a handful of games, maybe not necessarily for an entire season, as we've kind of talked about before. But in the middle of all this, B-Mac, we got to gift some memberships. Now, it says my name here, and I love taking credit for things I have absolutely nothing to do with. But this 5, let's start off with this 5. This is from Badshaw Brandon, who PayPal'd me the money for these. So shout out to him. lot of people paying in different ways because of YouTube overlords and how you gift memberships. But let's give a shout out to these 5. Again, shout out to Brandon, who is responsible for these 5. Patrick Cahill, you're on here. Rowan Marshall, Justin Flanagan, Lucas M., and Mr. Fulton, who's called into the show a few times. They are yours as well. And then 3 others, King Blaze, Robert Hinman, and Roy Kalamajalabalaba. I might have butchered that one, but hey, I also butchered Zelly. So 8 of those memberships are from Brandon. We also have an additional, let me see if I get the right one here. We also have an additional 5 as well. Those ones are from Darren, excuse me. Darren has slapped the bread on the butter for Zelly. Shout out to him as well. So I guess I'll play this a few more times here for everyone who is Hinnon. We got the Roy Kalamajaba. We got It's Snoopy. We got Party with Peg and Artie. Let's see. Tyrone Garcia, you're a member now. Joseph Freeman, you're a member now. Okay, did I get everybody here? Soldiers of God, you're a member now. Okay, I think I covered everybody there. So, okay, all in all, we had 13 additional memberships thrown on there on top of everything from today thus far. So, again, shout out to Darren. Thank you so much for sending yours in. Slapping the Zelly on the toast. Number 1, we appreciate you, pal. And then B. Shaw, who sent in 8 memberships. Bing, boom, bam, bada bing. Thank you very much. And we're able to figure out, sorry for the credit card problems there. I was able to figure that out. So, excellent. All right, sorry, B-Mac.
That's right.
Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. You arrive on the show, all of a sudden memberships are happening. Maybe you're good for business. Some people could say that.
Yeah, you gotta bring the money. I'm the money man. So, but yeah, and then the other thing is that, I mean, of course, yesterday Rodgers didn't practice, for precautionary reasons. I mean, yeah, I mean, I was okay with it. But I did hear Rodgers was upset yesterday, because he wanted to go out there and practice. And
I think that would have been, to be honest, if I could jump in, I think the upset thing's a little colorful. I think that is some, it's like the phone game. Like if I'm like, hey, BMAC, do you want to come on the show tomorrow? And you're kind of like, I'm not sure. And then all of a sudden I'm like, BMAC didn't come on the show tomorrow. And then someone else goes, oh, BMAC was angry. What? Was BMAC ever angry? Did he ever say he was angry? Like what Robert Saleh said is that, again, long story short, that, he said he didn't want him to go out there in the rain. Aaron Rodgers pushed back, and then Saleh reiterated why he wanted to do it, and then boom, that happened. So it's not you, BMAC. I've seen it in articles too, so I can understand where you would have saw it. But to me, they held him out because it was raining. It was raining, and it was bad weather. They said, you know what? Let's just let Tyrod get some work, and Ty God looked great. So actually, it was a nice little blessing in disguise to see that Ty God could run our offense. It felt really good.
Do you think Saleh was being too scared and doing the scare thing?
No,
and because it's if the rest of the guys can go out there and practice in the ring, why not Ken Rodgers? You know what I mean? Like
that's that's a fair point. That is a fair point, BMAC.
Like personally, I think I think again, I get it, but on the other hand, I'm kind of like, if Rodgers was upset about it and pissed off, I mean, again, I'm not saying it's true, but if he was, I will understand why he was, because look, it's rain, and I get it. Anything can happen. The grass is muddy.
Sure.
He's coming off an Achilles. You don't know,
Yeah. And it's heightened. That's the other thing. It was a joint practice, so you're against another team, and they want to prove their stuff too. And something else Saleh mentioned was the, the Jets and Commanders haven't been doing joint practices every year for 10 years. So Saleh and Dan Quinn are very close, but it's an unknown opponent from you have no idea. You build trust after years. So, like, if the Jets and Giants did joint practice every year for like a bunch of years, you'd have a trust between you that you guys are all going to handle each other and take care of business. But we don't know if that's necessarily true the other way. So, long story short, I would say I have zero problem with it whatsoever. There's a joint practice next week against the Panthers. There's a joint practice the week after against the New York Giants. I believe Rodgers is going to play in that final preseason game against the Giants. To me, that is absolutely plenty of work to get in. I'd rather him be precautious. Now, to your point, it has to be very important to the message to the team, because if Saleh pulled out Rodgers, right, Tyrod would be like, then why are you putting me at risk? And other players, why are you putting me at risk? But I think Saleh did a good job in the presser saying, well, Rodgers is 40 years of age. He's coming off a serious injury. That's the difference between him and everyone else on the team. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sold. But the messaging is very important, right? Because if you turn around on one side and say, oh, we got to protect Rodgers, everyone's like, well, what about us? That could get lost. But I think he did a very good job of explaining it in the presser.
I mean, Garrett Wilson, as great he was yesterday, are you going to, like out in the rain and his money is slippery, and wide receivers are way at risk of getting getting hurt in weather like that, because they're out there running around and setting their feet and all that stuff. So I mean, I'm not. I mean, again, a lot of players. I just think that's it's like he's like fragile, and then Rodgers thinking that y'all guys think I'm fragile, I'm that fragile that I'm gonna get hurt in the joint practice, you know what I mean? And you think that's the case, that they treat him like he's fragile and he's like on a hospital?
No, I don't. Again, I think everyone just kind of understands what's going on. I think that's it. I think there's an understanding, and everyone knows what's up. So to me, no, I don't think any issue from that perspective, to be honest with you. I don't.
If we think we would have done the same thing to Patrick Mahomes yesterday?
I don't know. It's impossible to say. And Patrick Mahomes is far younger than Rodgers. That was another factor that Saleh said in it. So that would be another piece to me.
So he did it just because just because of the age, right?
Age and injury. I think, again, if he was just old and he was just old, I don't know if he would have necessarily held him out in the same light. But I think it's the combination of the two. I think that's an important piece.
If he would have practiced yesterday, he would have torn his Achilles.
Well, no, but you can't guarantee whether someone's going to tear something or not, but it's just about being precautious about it. And he even admitted during the presser, is there a chance I was super overprotective? Maybe, but I'll live and die by that. And I'm sure he will, as opposed to being on the other side where it's not about being overprotective or the other way. It's just simply about, you don't want to read that headline where you're on the other side and the thing that destroyed everything was a silly joint practice. Again, there were pros to Rodgers playing yesterday, but I'm fine that they didn't.
And then the other thing, if this was a regular season game, and the weather was like the same as it was, do you think Rodgers still would play?
Yes. I think Saleh even said that if it was like a playoff game, if it was a game, he would have played. But in this situation where he wasn't in a game, that it was different.
Oh, but other than that, Rodgers is still 100%, right?
100%. Yep, no issue whatsoever. And I'm sure maybe stories are going to be written about that. Ooh, Rodgers was hurt. Same thing with the Tyron Smith media narrative. Yeah. No, I don't anticipate any of that garbage.
Yeah, and then so it's because it's the risk versus reward. So yesterday was the reward.
100%. That's a good way to put it. And here's one of your favorite supporters, B-Mac, Darren. Darren may be the biggest B-Mac fan that I know. So, you know what?
I mean, thank God I got some fans, because I've been getting some haters lately.
Yeah, I see that.
You know what I mean? So, but it's good to have a fan. But okay, Paul, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
It's great to talk to you again. And
thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. There's BMAC. By the way, we'll see if we could get this before the end of the show. I don't think we're getting 50 memberships today, and that's okay. I was just doing the math today, adding up all the memberships we got so far. We are 5 members away from another emoji being unlocked. So if we could get 5 before the end of the show, I'm only on here for a few more minutes because I have to head to the radio show. We've got the Jake Asman show. So, guys, stay tuned to that. It should be in the 4:30-ish range. It'll be streaming live on both of our channels, both on this channel and that channel. So, yeah, I was doing the math earlier. Of all the memberships we just added, we should be 5 away from another member here on the channel. So let's see if we could get that before the end of the show. We'd love to unlock a new one. We have a few ideas. Snowball's actually on the road, so this emoji, when it is unlocked, it won't be added immediately like some of these other ones. Snowball's got a life. Of course he does. So at his convenience, he makes these, which we really appreciate here on the channel. But yes, so we'll see if we could get that before the end of the show. It'd be good to check that off the bucket list. Back-to-back days. And yesterday was pretty cool, and so cool that I have to play this again. Because, again, Hep is forever a legend for, I didn't even know he could play guitar. And then this moment happened yesterday. Come on, let's relive it. I think we're about to have another legendary call here. I wasn't even aware that this caller I'm about to bring on had talents that expanded to this level. Hep joins us on the show with the guitar. Hep?
Hey, fellas. Okay. Boy Green Daily, we're talking Jets. We are the best. Forget the rest. We're up to date. We're going there. Super Bowl's coming, so all beware. Yeah.
Wow. Good Hep. Unbelievable. Whoa. Hep, I didn't even know you could play guitar in a song. That's historic. We're cutting that up. That's going out on social media. There's no doubt about it. That's going on YouTube. Oh, my goodness, Hep. Wow, you're a talented man, even more than we all thought.
Thanks, Paul. Hey, I love you guys, man. I love staying in touch. You know what? Really embrace this, guys, because this is our Super Bowl year. Mm-hmm. Embrace each little moment, all the little struggles, because at the end, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. All right. I love you guys. See you later.
I love you. Wow. That was so cool, Hep. Holy friggin' crap. God, that was so cool. I'm just smiling. I'm just smiling, man. That was so awesome. Hep, one of our absolute favorites here on the channel, and he might have to be next. Like we're talking about, like what? So we're 5 memberships away, guys. So again, you can hit that gift membership if you're watching. You can hit the little money sign, and then you can gift memberships or Zelly it up. Apparently, hit me up at my email, which is Paul A the letter ESDENJR@gmail.com, and you can make them happen that way if you'd like, or you could use that same email to PayPal or Venmo me if you prefer, if somehow the gifting membership thing isn't working. So like I said, we'll see if we could get to that by the end of the show. But Hep, so friggin' cool, and I think he might have to be the next emoji. A Hep guitar emoji would be pretty cool. That's certainly up there. And EZ, who hopefully we're praying is healing up and getting better. We haven't had him on the show in a couple of days, so hopefully he's healing up. That'd be a wonderful one. An OCEZ emoji, that'd be another good one. Maybe something Zelly, that'd be great too. We'll see. A lot of good options. Got a lot of wonderful callers here on the program. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, a couple other things from the joint practice here before we sign off. Again, I agree with Salah's decision not to play Aaron Rodgers. That was the correct decision. If you're feeling any uneasiness, just don't play him. Lean towards protection. The ultimate goal is week 1, not random joint practice against the Commander. So thank goodness. I agree with Salah. Great move, and he did a wonderful job explaining it. Number 1, we appreciate that. The other thing I would say, Garrett Wilson going balls crazy. That looks awesome. That should be one for sure. Garrett Wilson looks insane. Will McDonald making plays. That looked great. And all of that jazz. Also, for all the new members to the channel, Jerby just put it in here. You get a loyalty badge, and shout out to, I think it's Phil, who got the new month emoji. So you get these loyalty badges by you, but the longer you're a member, the more member you accumulate, right? So when we gift memberships, you get a taste. You get a month free membership, and then it disappears. So you'll have the option, of course, once you enjoy the perks, say, you know what, I want to stick around, boop boop, and then you can at the end of your journey, you can purchase the membership for the next time, which, like I said, is only $2.99. And the longer you're a member, the different emoji evolves to a month-to-month basis. If you're here for 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month, 6 month, 7 month, 8 month, 9 month, 10 month, 11 month, 12 month, or multiple years. There's emojis actually are set, and the longer you stick around, you'll see what all of those are. So you do get access to the Discord channel, get access to all the emojis that are created from you guys, which is awesome. So guys, keep checking it. Ricky for the emoji pipeline. He's got to be up there. Papi Chulo, that could be. We got a lot of emoji options. So all of those are really in there. A Dark Knight emoji. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, something. It's got to be something like for sure. Ricky definitely deserves it. And we got to get him a membership. We got to figure out how he can like make sure he accepts gifted memberships because he needs a membership. There's no doubt about it. So let's make that one. Let's make that one happen. Where everybody will save the 5 gifted memberships. Maybe we'll get that later on the Jake Asman show. That was really cool. Our first episode together was last Friday, and we got 15, 20 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships during that show. So that's pretty cool. So maybe we'll have that happen again here on a Friday. Make sure you guys show your support again. We'll be streaming live on both channels, both on this channel and Jake Asman's channel. Hope you guys can check it out. Make sure you guys check out my radio show. That'll be in between now and the Jake Asman show. So feel free to do that if you would like. And it's going to be great. I'm going to be doing a fun Friday trivia game for people that want to tune into that. That'll be at 11 o'clock on the score1260.com. Or, of course, you can tune in for free on the Score 1260 app wherever you are. Make sure you guys check that out. That would be terrific from that perspective. So make sure you guys see that. That'll be great. That'll be the Fun Friday show. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next time, everybody. Make sure you take care, and God bless. We'll be back on for the Jake Asman show coming up later on Friday. Thanks.